Hey everybody. So it feels like it's been a million years since I've done a video, and maybe it has been a million years, but I'm back, or at least I'm back for the moment, and I'm grateful to be here. So I wanted to share with you that I have a workshop coming up in February, and I'm doing it with the famous Robin Goff. So if you don't know who Robin Goff is, you should look her up. She's a spiritual leader and has been running the Light Center outside of Baldwin forever. And the Light Center is like this beacon for all kinds of hope and permaculture learning and spiritual teachings. And it's just a really spiritual mecca, for lack of a better word. And I'm partnering with Robin Goff to do my first workshop out of the gate for this year. And we are focused on you accessing what I like to call love. You can call it the force. You can call it your Aunt Edna. Edna, I don't give what you call it. Oh, well, here's what I know, and here's what I've come to believe, and what I'm going to be focusing on, just so you know, for pretty much here on out. I had to give up something this year that is one of my default modes. And that default mode is basically F you or F it. When I get frustrated, I get scared, I don't know what else to do. Like, that's just my default mode. I go into, well, then I don't care, and I'll pull myself away. And I've been doing so much spiritual work in these last couple of years based on a lot of things. I've hit some trauma triggers. I'll talk about that. I've hit some resignation. I could talk about that. But the bottom line is, I've just been growing and needing to kind of cocoon a little bit. And here's what I've come up with. Number one, for me to say I don't care is completely inauthentic. If you know me, truly know me, you know that I care a lot, almost too much sometimes, to the point that it freezes me. And just by nature of who I am and the trans queer person that I am and how much I'm out front all the time, sometimes I get a lot of flack, and sometimes that flack scares me. And given everything else that's going on in the world with all the anti trans legislations and the wars, and I mean, just everywhere you look, people are so angry. Wow, is it hard sometimes to stay committed to focusing on the love that I want to be and see in the world? And after cocooning in, after doing a ton of spiritual work, after, I mean, all the things, here's what I know more than anything else. We are never, and I want you to hear me, we are never, 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 ever going to change the world from this place. From our minds are never going to make a difference, because up here, we're like trapped little robots just running whatever little trauma pattern you have, or whatever dysfunctional pattern you have, or even if you think you're the healthiest person in the world, you're running patterns from here that might be out to keep you successful, but are always out to keep you safe. When we're coming from our hearts, however, it's a whole other conversation. And when we come from our hearts connected to that greater, like I said, I call it love, right? You could call it God, or you can call it Buddha, or you can call it Aunt Edna, or you can call it the last friend of yours that passed over. Whatever it is that's not in our skin bags, that force that's out there that every one of you kind of believes in part way. So I'm the spiritual teacher, healer for those of you that call yourselves the nuns, N-O-N-E-S. If that's when you check what religious affiliation are you check none. I read a survey the other day that the nuns have it, right? The people who believe in nothing or do have no religious affiliation are, there's more of us than there are people who are devout Catholics or Christians or Mormons or whatever, right? So, and the statistic is very high that you believe in something. You believe in a force. You believe in the universe. You believe in something. And if you believe in something, and you know that that something is within you, what I'm asserting is that it's time to connect to that, to guide you to your next job, to help you through this next struggle you're dealing with, to help you heal from your past. And that is where I want my focus to be, because that has been for me the most powerful experience that I've ever had in my life. And you all know me, I've been through some stuff. I've had some powerful experiences. And nothing like I have when I'm opening myself up to connect. And what I want for you is to always be ridding yourself of the fear, the safety net that you're always going towards, like to rid yourself of all those things you might believe about yourself that aren't true, because those things you believe about yourself are, again, they're based right here. And 99.9% of the time when you're up here, you're not even in this moment. You're up here worried about something out there or fretting about something that just happened, and you're not here in this now moment. And so my focus for now and forever is that I want to be the love and see the love that I'm committed to creating in the world. And in order to do that, I have to give up that I don't care. I have to give up F it. I have to give up F you. I have to get back in the game as someone who knows down to my toes that the most powerful experience you can have is to connect to, some of you like to call it the Force, because why not? Star Wars, it works. To connect to that force that is also within you, and I say it's in your soul. Because when you follow your soul, when you follow what your soul wants, you're not going to be out there doing stuff to hurt other people. Your soul is not interested in that, I guarantee you. So all I'm interested in is you getting in alignment with your soul, your inner being, your higher self. 10 years ago almost, I wrote my book that asked you to get in alignment with that higher self. 10 years ago, I wrote the book that said everything's energy. You're an electromagnetic field. You're creating your own reality. Now, many of you are figuring out that, oh, hey, wow, that's exactly what we should be talking about. It is time again for me to remind you, because for some of you, it is time now to stop coming from a place of safety, to stop coming from a place of fear, to stop being mad all the time. I'm just done with it. I'm done with being mad. I'm going to be the love, and I'm going to see the love that I want to be in the world. And I want to lead from that place. So if you're interested in hopping into this workshop, we're already half full. We can only take 25 people, but there's like 12 spots left now. So if you're interested, it's a pilot program. So we're going to do a love donation. You don't even have to pay anything up front. You just need to get registered, because we're cutting it off. Once we hit 25 people, we're cutting it off. So if you're interested, the link's below, and I hope you'll join me. And even if you don't, I want you to consider what it would take for you to shift out of safety, you just staying safe, out of being mad all the time, out of pushing against all the negativity out there, and instead figuring out how do you access your soul and start to listen to what your soul wants and move in that direction. Thanks for listening to me, with me. Gosh, like I said, it's been a long time. I'm Jay Pryor with Jay Pryor Consulting, and I'm a coach and a business consultant and spiritual teacher and leader. And I hope you'll join me on February 17th. Thanks for listening.